No, you cannot go on strike if I ask you to straighten up another sign down here. I told you, just look at it as another father-son project. He looks up to you. Jeez, it's one complaint after another with those two. Anyway, what did I say we're going to cover today? That's right. We're going to go over how to beat eBay buyers in a game of negotiation chicken. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm going to share with you in just a moment a negotiation that took place recently. I'm going to take you through all the steps because this is a technique that I have noticed eBay buyers using more and more recently. And so if you haven't encountered this yet, this will give you some confidence on how to approach the situation and come out victorious in most instances. Now, you may have already been dealing with this if you have make an offer enabled. And if so, let me know down below how you've been dealing with it. Now, I'm also going to address the question that came up in response to my prior negotiation trick video. And thanks, by the way, to so many people who watched that and commented. There was over 10,000 people who've checked it out already. So I was just blown away by the response to it. And one of the questions that came up a few times was why I do not just set up the automatic decline option on my listings when I have make an offer enabled and just be done with it. And I responded in the comments, but I want to do so in this video and have it in the title so I could refer back to it in the future if need be, if it comes up again. It's a good question, and I'm just going to just share my personal reasoning behind it. So I'm going to do so through this example here I'm going to share with you in a minute. But just for those of you who don't know, there is an option within eBay that if you have make an offer enabled, you could just do an auto decline. So in other words, what that would do is you just set a dollar amount, set a threshold in which you won't accept any offers lower than. So if you set it, let's say for 20 bucks, then any offers that come in lower than $20, it'll just be automatically declined. You won't even get a message or an alert or anything that the offer came in. Now, that's the reason that a lot of people set that up, is because they don't want to deal with what they consider lowball offers. They don't want to be bothered with it. Now, the thing is, you can go back later on and look and see which offers were automatically declined, but you can't just counter that person because the offer was declined. I mean, you could send the person a message or something, but at that point, you'd be coming to them from a position of weakness, and that's not what you want to do in a negotiation situation. So let me try to address both of these issues with one single example of a recent negotiation. So I'm going to share my screen with you here, bring up the PowerPoint slide, and this is the first slide. And you can see here, the item is a Sterno emergency food warming kit. It's new. Never been opened or used. This is not something that you saw in any of my prior haul videos because that's not how I got it. I got it from Mrs. Primetime, my wife. She found it through, by doing a closet clean out. She just saw it sitting there. Someone gave it to us a long time ago. We never wound up using. It was like an old engagement gift or wedding gift or something like that, and we just had it sitting around. So, she just handed it to me, said, see if you could sell this on eBay. And I said, yes, Captain. And, put it on eBay, did some research for what fair market value for it would be, which, as you could see, there is $29.99, and that's with free shipping. Now, as you can also see, there's a lowball offer that came in, and I blocked the buyer's name out or part of it, but you could see a little bit of it at the end, plus the feedback number. I keep that in there so that you see that I'm dealing with the same person throughout. But you can see this offer comes in for $10, which is totally a lowball offer. Now I want to define that for you because a lot of people say lowball offer, but what does that actually mean? I've defined this in prior videos. What a lowball offer means, an operational definition of it for me, is any offer that comes in that's 50% or less in value compared to what the fair market value is for the item. And how do you establish fair market value? Well, you check what prior solds are and what the current price is on the marketplace. So that's how I come up with that number. So you can see here, offer comes in for $10. So what do? I just declined it. Now, I don't set it for auto decline. I just press the button decline. Literally takes a second or less. And I've had people mention, well, this is a waste of time, hitting the decline button or even responding. It's not. Like someone said in my prior video, like why did you spend an hour negotiating with the person? I didn't spend an hour negotiating with the person. It took like a few minutes or less, that whole entire negotiation over the Mario item. So, and by the way, just as another like little side tip, if you're leaving messages with somebody in the context of a counteroffer, I just like to use my voice to text. And so that makes it just go real quick, and then I just send it right off. So you don't even have to type anything. So just again, a little tip there. But so I just declined it. And now, by the way, before I go into what happens next, just so you know, the lowest I am willing to accept on this item is $24.99. Again, that includes the free shipping part of it. Okay. So now here's what happens next. The person sends me an offer for $15. And this is like, instantly almost. Now, a couple things to keep in mind in here. One, why didn't I just set the price for $24.99 and then just leave it at that? Okay, just put it, buy it now, no offers. One of the main reasons for this is that buyers like to feel like they're getting a deal. There's psychology behind it. Now, they might know what you're doing in terms of, what your negotiation style is. Like if you're doing a meet in the middle thing, they might know that. It doesn't matter. It's just like buyers know, for example, that free shipping isn't really free shipping if you're setting it up right, that you work the shipping price into it. But they like to feel like they're getting free shipping. They like to feel like psychologically that they are not paying an extra shipping price, even though in the back of their mind, they know that price is really still worked in there somehow. Another good example, and there's a lot of psychological research behind this, buyers know that $9.99 or $29.99 is 1 cent less than $10 or $30. They know that. But it still psychologically works because they still feel like they're getting a discount going into that lower number range. You could trust me on this because, as many of you know, I am a psychologist. So that's my full-time job. So there is a psychology behind this. That's why, or one of the reasons why I do this. Okay. And I have tried these different options in the past of, setting everything as a buy it now price and not having any offers open. And by the way, I know that there's people that that's how they want to do it. And if it works for you, do it that way. If not doing free shipping works for you, do it that way. I'm not telling anyone what to do. I'm just sharing what has succeeded for me. So, take from that what you will. But anyway, now the other thing I could have done, right, is that I could have set this up as, allow offers, but I'll decline anything less than $24.99 because after all, that's the lowest price I'm willing to take, right? So just do an auto decline. Or if I'm going to use the meet in the middle strategy, right? So someone would offer me 20 and then I hit them with the $24.99 meet in the middle number and hope that they would accept that. Then I could set the auto decline at $20. The problem with doing that is that I would never be really dealing actively with this person because this person just sent in two low balls, one of $10 and one of $15. And when I respond to them, I'm responding to that person in real time. And so they're getting the decline from me. And sometimes it's instant, it just depends on how soon I see it, or sometimes there's a little bit of a delay. Keep in mind that with the auto decline option, if you enable that when the buyer gets a message off of that, it tells them that you have not hit their lowest point number. So basically the buyers know you have an auto decline set up. With manually declining like this, which just takes a second, they aren't given that information. And the problem with them knowing you have an auto decline set up is what they usually will start doing after that is they just start poking around, moving up into small increments to try to find right where that threshold is so they could exactly hit it and pay that lowest price, which, yes, on one level you might be okay with because you did set it at that after all. But it's possible you're leaving money on the table if they succeed in doing that. Now, for many items, in most categories, they have 3 opportunities to do this unless they get a counter offer to them. Then they could start just doing more and more offers, their own counters back. In some categories, they're allowed more than 3. It just depends on the category. But in this instance, what I did is I just declined it again. No messages, by the way, just declining it, conveying confidence in my item. I talked about that in the prior video. So let's see what happens next. You can kind of predict what this person's doing, right? Well, person now goes up to $20. Okay. So what do I do in response to that? For me, they've now entered the area where I could use the meet in the middle approach, which, as I've talked about before, this allows both sides to save an equal amount of face. This person would have to go up $5 to like $24.99, and I would, take $5 off. So we're both, going up and down the same amount. Remember, as I said in the prior negotiation video, the meet in the middle approach does not start until the person hits that lowest threshold point where you feel comfortable that making an offer in the middle makes sense for you. So meet in the middle doesn't start at 10 with this person, doesn't start at 15, it starts at 20. So here you can see my message back, which says, and I put the price at $24.99, meet in the middle. Hello and thanks for your offer. I can meet you halfway at $24.99 with free shipping. If that works, this is yours. Thanks! Exclamation point. Here, the next thing that happens is the game of chicken. What does the person do in response to that? Do they decline it? No, they don't decline it. Do they accept it? Nope, they don't accept it. Do they counteroffer at some different number? Nope. They do counter though, but interestingly, they counter back at 20. And this is the game of chicken because even though there's most often no message associated with this, what this person is telling you by countering is saying, no. I'm $20 is where I'm at with this, and I'm not going any higher than that. So take it or leave it, pretty much. Person is basically daring you to not accept that offer of $20. They're trying to assert control in the negotiation situation. And remember, with negotiations, it's all about leverage. Okay, you have to have the leverage, and you have to know that you have a good item. You have to have a desirable item. So the technique I'm going to show you with is really going to work best if you have an item that's already priced fairly. It's at fair market value. You're already giving the person a good deal, and it's something that has some desirability to it. That's where this type of thing is going to work out. So anyone want to guess before I show you what it is that I do in response to this? Do I send the person a counteroffer of $24.99 with a message? I don't. Do you know why? Because I already sent them that. They already know that. And now it's my turn to regain the power of the situation here for the negotiation. What I do, I just decline the person. That's all I do. I decline. A flat decline. Now, let me address another thing that has come up. People have mentioned to me over and over that they have heard that if you flat decline an item, that this is somehow bad for you based on eBay's algorithm. Now, I don't know how anybody knows that, because does anyone want to send me a link or tell me where there's the document where eBay says that somewhere? Because I sure as heck have not seen that. So sometimes people just say stuff and it just becomes part of like mythology or lore. I'm not saying it is or isn't true, but all I'm telling you is that in my experience, I have a lot of experience with eBay, that this approach that I'm sharing with you in terms of doing flat declines, and I know Troy Shockley from Mountain Man Treasures YouTube channel uses it often too. He said he's a big fan of it in the comments for the prior video I did on negotiation tricks. It really, we've noticed that it works a lot. And I have not noticed any effect on sales at all using it. If the item is good and desirable, it's going to sell, period. Okay. So what happens next? There you go. Person made a counter offer to me for $25. So, and I accepted it and it sold. So that's based off the person's counter to me of 25, or, basically a new offer. I can't even really call it a counter because I declined it. So the person just made a flat new offer of $25, even a penny higher than what I had told the person. So there you go. It worked out, and it worked out again because of having confidence. If someone's going to play a game of chicken with you like that, and that they're really trying to take advantage of the situation, hold your ground. And again, I've mentioned this before. If in this situation, and because it doesn't work every time. So if this person would have just walked away after I declined it and not bought it, you've got to know, if you have a desirable item and you have it priced well, what's the chance that somebody else is going to come in and is going to purchase it at that $29.99 number, or someone else be willing to make a deal with you at $24.99, $25? The chances are very high. So don't feel, a lot of, especially new buyers, feel that when that offer comes in, that this is their only chance to sell the item. No. If you're sourcing good items, that's not how you should feel. Don't feel that way. Feel confident about your item, that is that person lost out, not that you lost out. So now, obviously, if it is an item of low desirability, and you just happens to be something you have up there you just want to get rid of, then if that person hits you with the $20 and hit you back with that $20 and plays that game of chicken with you, and you just want to be done with it, then sure, you can respond and just, let it go. But for most of your items, you should feel confident using the approach that I showed you. And, it should work out for you most of the time. So try it out if you haven't used it. And, let me know after you've done it a few times, what the results have been. So I hope that you found this negotiation tip video helpful. If so, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel as well. There's been a huge increase in subscribers recently. And don't forget that I do have the Primetime Treasure merchandising store available. Mrs. Primetime added a lot of stuff to it. There's not only t-shirts, but there's hoodies. It's in season for hoodies now. There's masks. There's fanny packs. There's mugs. The mugs are really cool. They're double-sided. So Mrs. Primetime did all of that, and it's awesome. There used to be a little banner down below my videos that showed it. I don't know if it's there right now, but it was missing last night because YouTube has to review it to make sure it's appropriate. You're not putting anything bad in there. So there will be a link to we call it the Primetime Treasure Hunter General Store. There'll be a link to it in the description section if you don't see the banner. So you can just click on there and explore, and any purchases from that just go to support the channel. Don't forget, by the way, to come by tomorrow night. So Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, October 7th. It's going to be an amazing show with Kat, the nurse flipper. She works full-time as a nurse, yet she makes $30,000 in 90 days recently on eBay. That's gross, but she does amazingly well, and she does a lot of other things as well. So we're going to talk to her about some of the secrets behind her success, and hopefully it'll be another fun, motivating video for you. So with that, I'm going to sign off of this one, and I'll see you at the next one, everyone. I got to get the Pink Panthers back to work. Take care.